Oh, rise and shine, Internet Infantry. It's time for another edition of Wrestle AM. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. Of course, you got yours truly here, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, boom, boom, here, shaking the room live from the RVA, talking about Richmond, Virginia. And we're going to be going over our fantasy wrestling draft for a little bit of a special here. Going to be talking about the current standings, the special, the expansion teams, and all other good little nuances that we're going to have going on this season. And of course, we had to bring in the Dungeon Master himself. We're talking about the South Louisiana Coon-Ass, talking about Forsaken. Top of the morning to you, sir.
Thank you, Boom Boom. Pleasure to be here with you.
That's great. We started a new season of fantasy wrestling. Now, if you're just a casual viewer, you may want to kind of coast through this take two. Coast of this show, go to Kocosports.com, check out some things there. This isn't necessarily for the masses. This is for the hardcore members of the Internet Infantry. We're doing fantasy wrestling. We've got a point system set up. Now, how this thing is working this year as opposed to last year is, last year, I mean, hey, we tried it out for the first time. We said at Kocosports.com, we're going to make wrestling fun, because obviously WWE isn't, but we're going to try to make wrestling fun. We're going to try to make it enjoyable. So we came up with fantasy wrestling. We got some teams. We picked members for our teams, and we did a point system. Now, I'm not going to say there was shenanigans there, but I was firmly ahead of Dave Kokotis until magically Dave Kokotis pulls ahead of me, and now I owe him a fucking care package. So, yeah, keep your eyes on that one, Coco. Anyway, but, I think it was great for a first effort, but it was kind of like playing The Sims in autopilot, because once you got going, I mean, you were just kind of stuck, and I really feel bad for the people who picked people like Caitlyn and Yoshitatsu, looking at UI Japan, and CM Punk. People who either just left or got fired or contracts expired, and then so this year we decided we're going to do some things differently. We're going to have a lot of things going on here. First things first, let's go ahead real quickly. Let's talk about some important dates we're going to have coming up. We put TNA on the back burner. We're going to have 5-member teams. Now, a lot of us already have 4, and now we need to pick the 5th one. Well, we're going to do a TNA draft. You have to do it the exact same way that you did your WWE picks. Of course, it doesn't matter which way, just say, hey, I want to pick, and then give you what, for an example, give you I'd say about 10 people that you want, because chances are you're probably not going to get your number 1 pick, but you need to have a lot of contingencies. So put like who you really want for number 1, then your second most, and so on and so forth down there. So about 10 picks should cover it. Also, if you don't have a female, you have to pick your female in this draft. The rules are you have to have 1 man, 1 woman, 1 NXT person, and at least one WWE person, and 1 TNA person. So, but you can do any kind of combination of that. Those are simply the rules. But we're going to be doing a TNA draft. That is going to be on the weekend of February the 7th and the 8th. And like I said, it doesn't matter. Dave and I will be going last, so you guys will obviously have an advantage over the host. Then we're going to be doing something a little different a little bit later. It will come up later on at the end of next month. On February 21st and 22nd, we will be doing the free agency draft. Now, what that means is, say, like you get going right now and you don't like a pick, they're injured, or, you're thinking things are panning out, you can either opt to drop somebody and pick up like a free agent, somebody who's currently not picked. You can pick them, or maybe you can work out a trade with another player. But either way around, it's going to have to go through this man here, Forsaken. But Forsaken's actually got a big announcement here. We're actually gonna announce our expansion team now. I want to say thank you to everybody who applied here. But the reason we tried to keep this short is, as far as like the number of teams that we have, is that we didn't want to get to a point where it wouldn't be fun. We wanted it to be where it's competitive, because we just didn't want to have like all these teams and people were stuck with people they weren't happy with. We didn't want to have like somebody have to pick like Hornswoggle, Emma, Mike Tenay. We just didn't want to get to that
Ouch.
point, and so we did this. So, but Forsaken, I think we did a little bit of we did this pure by chance. We literally just drew a name out of the hat to make it fair. I mean, we just put all the names in, scrambled it up, pulled it out, and that was the fairest way we could think of to do it. So, Forsaken, without further ado, could you announce our expansion team?
Yeah, we drew that number, man, and it came up for Eric Young. Eric Young is our expansion team. The other people, hopefully we can get in. Maybe they can get in some picks for TNA draft later on. I'm hoping that will fit. I mean, we have 18 teams now with the expansion team. Last year we only had 12. So, Eric Young, if you're listening, get your picks in. Just like I said, like Boom Boom said, one man, one female, and good luck to you.
All right. Now, do you currently have the standings, or have you got those tallied up yet?
I have the current standings from after Monday Night Raw,
Okay.
and we'll go ahead and start it off. Stairway, he's got 11 points still.
Nice.
There you go. He's still in first place. Then we got me in second place, Team Dragonfly with 8. And we got All Along the Watchtower. This is a big tie, though. This is a big tie. It's you and All Along the Watchtower's team, 5 points tied up.
All right, good. Go Screaming Antelopes. Yes.
There
I
you
tried to
go.
pick something. I tried to pick something intimidating. I mean, come on. I mean, you get all these football teams. You always get like the Eagles. The Tigers. The Bulldogs, and that's all done. And I know Kocosports has the Fighting Kangaroos, and I know that'd be kind of intimidating. You try to box a kangaroo, but can you imagine if you just like walk in and like this fucking antelope just came at you charging, just screaming at you at the top of his lungs? He wouldn't have to touch you, man. You fucking shit yourself, man. You'd be like, oh, what the hell is an antelope screaming at me?
What would an antelope scream like, by the way?
That's a good question. I'm trying to picture something like like little, not quite like like those screaming goats.
Yeah.
I'm something
Yeah.
along those lines. Like you're like, what the hell? So I
Some
can
out of a
picture
nightmare.
that. Absolutely not. But I guess that's gonna do it here. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, we still got some more teams. Bond Rangers, you got 4. You're right below the big ties on 5, and we have another big tie. You got Player Dies Kingdom, Wicket's Retaliation, and the local competitors each have 3 points. So it's going to be a tight one for the Royal Rumble. And yeah, the next ties we got, they're big ties as well. Let's see, Japan, Muda Bears, and Mr. the Kings, Unleashed Jobbers, and let's see, Kocosports Fighting Kangaroos, Dave's own team, and Team Heel ATP, Bud Dunana, and yeah, they're all tied for 2 points. It's a big, huge tie right there. And Please Don't Own Me, Brah, and the Brutal Brits are tied with 1 point each. And I'm so sorry, Rob. I'm very sorry. You still have 0 points. I'm pulling for you for the Royal Rumble, man, with Daniel Bryan in your corner. So,
all right. Well, wait a minute. We got one question here, and I guess we'll take one question, then we're going to have to wrap this up here. But it's from Fran Yelly. He says, hey, guys, what's your thoughts on Kurt Angle staying with TNA? Me personally, I think it's a smart decision on his part. I really don't think WWE has an interest in him because if Kurt Angle was ready to hang it up, I could picture him working out some kind of Legends contract, some kind of Legends deal. But to be honest, he's not ready to hang it up yet. He's going to go back out and wrestle, and I think he's going to do that because TNA will let him. Whereas in WWE, I don't think he could. No, actually, I don't think. I know he couldn't pass the physical. Hulk Hogan couldn't pass the physical. Ric Flair couldn't pass the physical. There's no way in hell. No way in hell. Kurt Angle passes WWE's physical. So If TNA is going to let him wrestle, so that's where he's going to stay. The company's been good to him, so I do appreciate that there's that loyalty there. I want to see how many more matches I'm a little scared because I'm worried he's going to wind up getting his ass paralyzed before everything's said and done. But here's to him. But more
Yeah.
power to him. But I think when he's ready to finally hang it up, call it a career, I think he'll leave TNA. Then I think he'll go back to WWE, at least under a Legends contract. But all in all, I think it's okay. I just want him to be healthy, to be safe, and I want to see him be an old man. If that makes any sense to anybody. So, Kurt, please take care of yourself. Forsaken, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking exactly the same thing. I think he would like to retire at WWE and go in the Hall of Fame. Just go out like that. I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, short and sweet to the point. Love it, man. Love it. Well, I think we're going to have to wrap this show up here. Stay tuned because within the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to do our year-end reviews. Now, I know we're fucking late on this one. You don't have to tell us. We're like, boom, boom. We're halfway through January. It's a little late for the year-end reviews. Hey, you got some nerve, mister. No, we just had a lot of scheduling conflicts. I was working a holiday schedule, so I was working just odd hours throughout the week, and then Dave doing whatever the hell it is he does, and then my computer crapped out, and
Oh no.
I've got it up and running now. It's just been crazy, been scheduling conflicts, but we're finally going to get it. Forsaken's going to join us. He's going to represent the Internet Infantry for their third of the Triforce. This was definitely a learning experience. So if you guys don't like who won, well, you got yourselves to blame because I threw it all out to the Internet Infantry. Had everybody nominate the candidates. I had them go on Kocosports.com and vote for them. Well, we've tallied up the winners, and we're ready to go. So we're going to have that come up on like I said, within the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll have our year-end awards. We call it the Triforce. And, of course, you can always check us out at Kocosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com, your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got you covered there on the site. We've even got a lot of other things on there. We got our news and gossip site. We've got our very popular video on demand section. And the best part is it's absolutely 100% free. So check out Kocosports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass. Forsaken, any final thoughts, sir?
I have one, and that is a very, very special thank you to Ewok. And Ewok has been backing me up. He has actually been graphing everything. He's been keeping track of points alongside me, double-checking. Ewok, thank you so much.
All right. Way to go, Ewok. One of the originals, baby. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. So this is Boom Boom for Forsaken and our partner, Dave Kokotis. I am over.